So we come to number 23 of this form. Again, it's basically it's number 15 of the 18 form Qigong sequence, but we did the 8 at the beginning from the 8 brocades and just added this on to the end. Doesn't really matter, you can follow the sequence all the way through, or singular. So this one's called the Wild Goose. Within the traditional form, this one helps the pericardium, the lungs, and also to benefit every single organ, cell, sinew of the body in the kidneys. But again, generally them three, kidneys, lungs, pericardium, within the actual movements of all these Qigong sequences, they benefit organs and meridians, electromagnetic rivers, with the motions. But again, we're not going down that line, we're going down more the line with the breath. We're going to different setup with the breath. Rather than breathing into the traditional way, like a belly, into the belly like a balloon, like I've done in other tapes with these, we're just playing around with them a little bit and adding different breaths. So again, because it's motion at the end of the day, so don't get too caught up in that. Just breathe in that vinyasa way, that breath synchronized motion. Again, we're going down the hypnotic, yogic, Pilates path with it. So we're going to zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals. Take the navels towards the spine. You can't do them one without the other. They go together. Again, they link on the pelvic floor to our corset muscle 3 layers deep, like cling film. Okay, so they go together. So again, you could zip up pelvic floor and that'll naturally throw on your corset, or vice versa. You can zip up pelvic floor, so you can scoop out your abdominals and that'll zip up pelvic floor. But again, I'll go for it segmentally, like I am now. So if you do that now, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals. That's going to help you naturally breathe into these lower lobes of the lungs, these fish gills, 3D style. Okay, so again, just to see that, not necessary, you can take these away in a minute, but again, just to see what's happening there, to get them 2 middle fingers touching underneath the breastbones, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals. We're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale through pursed lips. My shoulders should be down there because I just felt them come up. So just allow these to drop down in towards the body. Again, if you're like me, and a lot of us, 90% of us, we're overactive in these upper trap muscles. So just allow them to drop in towards the body. Good little practice, just to allow them to drop down. I'm going to take that away. Yeah, so from here, 2 middle fingers going to slightly part as you breathe in and come back to touch each other. They're just sort of moving like seaweed on the bottom of the seabed to the sides and back. It might only be a micro movement, but you're adding width to the lungs. You're putting that breath naturally, you don't have to worry about that, up into these lower lobes of lungs. So that's going to help you use the pelvic floor and the corset muscle, the powerhouse, the girdle of strength, in the most efficient manner. Because you can zip up pelvic floor as you do that now, as you can feel, and scoop out your abdominals. It helps you breathe anywhere but the belly button, helps us use that transverse abdominis, the corset muscle, the powerhouse, the girdle of strength, in the most efficient manner, helping us breathe anywhere but the belly button. Lovely. Now again, we're going to not do it like the usual Pilates breath, breathing through the nose, exhaling through pursed lips. We're going to do it differently. So as you zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, we're going to breathe in and out through the nose. So as you do that now, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. As you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, also, you'll feel the length in the breath. It's a smaller filter through the nose rather than the mouth, and that helps us lengthen the breath even longer in a yogic manner. Okay, that's going to help us get into these postures even easier, and that's going to sort of act like the tool, the bridge between the mind and the body, the tool to get us even more relaxed into these postures. Okay, so again, you'll find as you do that now, you'll naturally find the out breath will fall longer than the in breath. So allow that to happen. So as you're zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals, Allow that to happen. Okay, that out breath go longer than the in breath. Okay, the in breath's conscious thought, the out breath's subconscious thought. So allow that subconscious out breath to elongate. Even take your mind to it. Okay, even though it's naturally happening, we're going to breathe the breath in a way. So we're going to focus on the out breath and elongate it. Quadruple it, double it, triple it. Whatever you like the out breath, just make it longer than the in breath. Just so you're not forcing anything. Okay, everyone's count will be different. A bit like 7-11 breathing. It could be 5 and 10 or 5 and 9. It doesn't matter. Everyone's breath count will be different. Just make the out breath longer than the in breath. Okay, and that's going to help all the parasympathetic nervous system responses within the body. That will help them benefit or be benefited by elongating the out breath. That weaves the tapestry of relaxation in every single cell, sinew of the body as you zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, and simply elongate the out breath for as long as you like. In and out through the nose, you're breathing in through the nose and elongating the out breath. Lovely. Now again, as you quadruple it, double it, triple it, the out breath, within your limits, without forcing anything, you can just stick with that as we calibrate that to a nice simple motion in a second, or you can take that on a little bit further and make that slightly more advanced yogic breath, ujjayi breath. So ujjayi breath, if you can't get this, don't worry, just carry on breathing like we are now. Otherwise, we're gonna just decrease the throat area. So what we're going to do, we're going to grip the esophagus and make this sound. It's a bit like Darth Vader breath. So as you do that now, as you zip up pelvic floor still and scoop out your abdominals, you're going to breathe in from the nose and out through the nose. Okay, and that's going to help us lengthen the breath even longer, especially that elongated out breath. Okay, lovely. But that's going to help us stimulate the thymus gland, which helps us weight control, etc. So again, as you hear this, it's like going with the mouth shut. Okay, if you can't get that, don't worry. Okay, just stick to the breathing. The fact that your breathing is good and elongating the out breath. You'll naturally find with the ujjayi breath, you're getting that, the victorious breath in Sanskrit. You'll naturally feel the breath, all the breath elongate, especially the out breath, because of that smaller filter here as well as the nose. Okay, and that's going to help us build the heat in the body and fan the fire to burn all the toxins in the body. Okay, ujjayi breath, victorious breath there. And as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals and keep on breathing out through the nose, if you've got the ujjayi breath, that's going to give you something even more to focus on. You can hear the breath anyway, but if you can get the ujjayi breath, you can hear it more. It's like that gives the mind something to focus on, okay? It really helps us focus on that seashore breath, that gentle rise and fall of the rib cage as you do this. Elongate the out breath. So when you go for a nice simple motion, again, all it basically is, some of them are very simple motions, some of them are a bit far out. You're just bringing the hands up and down, okay? Again, hands are coming up and down, keeping the wrists nice and soft. As with all Qigong sequences, you can go in as deep as you like or not, okay? Again, I would go feet hip width apart. I would go no further than knees and arm toes. We're sticking to the Iyengar yoga principles of alignment. Again, knees and arm hips, no further. If you want to go deeper, go tailbone deep, only as low as you can still keep the knees and arm toes. Again, there's different schools of thought about the back, etc. But again, I'm sticking to the old school Iyengar version there. and lovely. And as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, and get that Ujjayi breath, that near enough comes like the Ashtanga breath in a way, apart from a few different differences. But that's going to help me breathe into them lower lobes of lungs. So let's go and just link that to a really simple motion. Go in as deep as you like. Can be just here. But simply elongating the out breath for as long as you like. Coming down as you descend down. Breathe in. Coming up and exhaling for as long as you like as you descend down. Okay, keeping the shoulders down. If we go back, I'll bring the legs in. So it's... and go down as deep or not. Exploit the range to suit you. Breathing in as you zip up pelvic floor and gather in. Exhale down. Keeping the hands nice and loose. Breathing a little bit sharper up. Exhale down for longer. Pushing up for the heels. These are organic. Keep the tension out of shoulders. If you find they're coming up, just keep the hands a little bit lower than the shoulders. But again, that was the Wild Goose. You've got a spinning wheel next. Lovely. So that was number 15 and 18 form Qigong sequence. And with the 8 added on, which we did at the beginning, the 8 brocades, that is, 8 and 15. So that's 23rd of this sequence. But again, don't worry about that. Bang.